First person singular verbs with descriptions. This is a lecture on the yo form. Yo. Yo. ¿Quién soy yo? Yo. Pues yo soy señora Quash. ¿Sí? Yo. Yo soy de Alabama, pero soy puertorriqueña. Yo soy de Alabama, pero soy puertorriqueña. Yo tengo pelo castaño. Yo tengo pelo castaño. Yo tengo ojos de color café. Yo tengo ojos de color café. Yo soy alta e inteligente. Yo soy alta e inteligente. Yo soy simpática. Yo soy simpática. Yo no soy antipática. Yo no soy antipática. Yo tengo 31 años. Yo tengo 31 años. Yo soy atlética. Yo soy atlética. Okay, yo. What does yo mean? Now, you've most likely heard it before, maybe caught on to what it meant. But what does yo mean? What do you think it means? It means I. So anytime you want to talk about yourself, then use yo as your pronoun. So when we use the yo form, what do the verbs look like? What's the yo form of the verbs that we've been using? Like ser. Well, first let's look at the ser forms that we've seen so far. We've used es with he, she, son with they. So what does the verb look like now with yo? Soy, like soybean. Then we have the verb tener. The forms we've seen already are tiene with he and she, tienen with they, or you all. And what does it look like now? Looks a little bit different. Tengo. Tengo. Not tango like the dance. It has an E instead. Tengo. So our verbs look a little different. Whenever you use the yo form, you talk about yourself. You need to use soy and tango. Now there's two other words that I like to talk about that you may have seen and been like, well, what does that word mean? And what does that word mean? So I'm going to go ahead and point it out so that you can go ahead and start using them if you'd like to enhance your sentences. Pero. What does pero mean? Por ejemplo, Raúl es alto, pero Brad es bajo. So what do you think it means? Can you guess what it means? It means but. But. Raúl is tall, but Brad is short. So anytime you want to contrast two people, you can use but. Now this tiny word or letter was used, and you may have wondered what it was. Por ejemplo, Ana es baja e inteligente. So can you guess what it means? Well, it's another way to say e, which we've been using all along. E, or the English word and. So why are we using an e here instead of the normal Y that we've been using? Well, the reason is because it all has to do with sound. Like if we took this sentence away and we were just having a normal conversation with a person, if we kept the Y there, and normally when you talk, words run together, there's not going to be a bunch of pauses between the words, then they may not hear, most likely they won't hear the Y at all, because the Y is E, right? The I in inteligente, the I sound it sounds like E, inteligente. So if I left it there, it would sound like Ana es baja y inteligente. But when you run it together, baja inteligente, then you can't really hear it. So that's why the sound changes to an E. So anytime your second word or last word or whatever has an I in front of it, or even an HI, because H's are silent, then you need to make sure that you have an E there to help it sound and look correctly. Pues, that's it. If you have any questions, you can always email me or post onto the discussion board. Hasta luego.